All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Early Morning Crypto Talk with Bitcoin and Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Thank you for taking time and just for being here. It's a Friday. TGIF, right? Go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. Good morning. We've got Mafus, Denisha, Lashana, Moshe, Salim, Kathy Keene, Nicholas, Bethany Gibbs, Gina Ray, welcome, Prelvis, Gina from Philly. Gina, we're going to be in Philly at the end of this month. That's right, at the Marriott. Bitcoin Boot Camp, end of this month. TC Dixon, Mafus from Maryland. Mafus, you're not that far away. We're going to be in Philly at the end of this month. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to go into. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your return on investment back as fast as possible. Rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make it happen? Make a decision, take action, and don't get distracted. Stay focused. There's so many things out there that can distract you. It'll knock you off course. Now, this is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. All right, let me turn on screen share so that we can cover a couple of articles. Good morning, Anthony. Oops, wrong button. All right, it should come up in just a second for you. It's Friday. Hope you guys got some great plans for the weekend. What are my plans? Working. Working. This is the time to plant your seeds for that Bitcoin millionaire status. All right, we're going to start with geopolitics international news. Nigerians see first in-store Bitcoin payment thanks to pundits. To this is breaking news. This is you were there to hear about the very first time Nigeria had their in-store payment. Cryptocurrencies payments company Pundix recently launched a point-of-sale terminal at a shop in Nigeria that will enable citizens to make purchases using cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. You know why this is important to me? 2014, you know how Facebook records everything you say, and then a year later they give you stuff, your year anniversary of posts you made? Well, it pops up for me every summer that in 2014, I congratulated a business partner of mine named Tracy Consoli, who owns a restaurant in Tokyo called the Pink, what is it? Pink something, I forgot the name of it. And she was the very first business in all of Tokyo to have a Bitcoin ATM machine. 2014. And you know, when I think about that, I'm like, what if, because I'm going to pull her up real quick. What if I had bought some Bitcoin in 2014? The Pink Cow, that's her restaurant. What if I had just bought some Bitcoin in 2014? And you know what? I was talking to her, even though she had a Bitcoin ATM machine in her restaurant, she didn't buy any Bitcoin. She's like, I'm killing myself about that. But now we look at Nigeria. And here we've got the very first point of sale terminal in all of Nigeria. A first, it's actually a first in Africa. Shoppers at USI-Tech Systems Ltd. can now pay for goods and services on the XPOS terminal. The currencies available for use are Bitcoin and 3 other virtual currencies, including Ether. The payment system works more or less in the same way as a traditional POS system, only that the terminal connects to the blockchain and settlements are made in digital currency. Is that even here in America yet? But outside like the BitPay card, Shift card, Pundix, the XPOS maker, says the device supports transactions through mobile wallets and bank cards. The payment takes seconds to complete. Yeah, this is cool. Takes seconds to complete. How long does other stuff take? Michael Lawal, Business Development Manager at Pundix, explains how the new payment platform works at USI-Tech Systems Ltd. in Nigeria. I have 0.01 BTC. What is that, about, what, $100? 0.01 BTC, and I am going to make a transaction of 200 Naira. The cashier provides 3 options: to pay either with cash, XPass card, or X Wallet. If you are paying with X Wallet, you will need to scan a QR code, and I am going to use XPass card and pay using BTC, Lawal said. Once you choose your payment, oh, wait. Let me see this real quick. That's like a little video. Well, that's a 2-minute video, so I can do that. But You can click on this article and you can see how they can use that little card, scan the QR code on your phone, and boom, payment's made. Wow. Nigeria. Once you choose your payment option, the cashier automatically calculates the rate of conversion using current market rates to the local currency, which is Naira. Here's one thing you guys better start getting used to. You got to get used to understanding the currency rates. Like 1 BTC equals 6,500 Bitcoin as of right now's Bitcoin value. 0.01 Bitcoin might equal like 100 something bucks. And the decimal points go 8 spots, which is in the trillions of dollars. So in the future, it's going to be like, what's the cost of milk? Oh, it's going to be 0.000074 Bitcoin. You're going to have to know that stuff. Just like when we went to school as kids and we had to know what a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter, knowing what those coins mean. It's like we're going to have to relearn this all over again. So that was the first live transaction in Africa. It happens in Nigeria, he added. Nigeria has experienced tremendous growth in cryptocurrency adoption and development and is currently Africa's biggest Bitcoin market. Data shows that Nigerian retail investors are investing heavily in the cryptocurrency market despite warnings from the Central Bank of Nigeria and Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation against investing in this unregulated market. The people aren't listening to the government no more. We're not listening to you. We got this. Furthermore, the Director of Banking and Payment System Department of the CBN, Dipo Fatokun, recently said, "We have not seen any country where cryptocurrency is regulated." Well, kind of Japan right now, South Korea, soon to be Australia. There is no issuing authority of it, and if CBN agrees that anybody can use cryptocurrency, how do we regulate it? So that is one of the limitations of cryptocurrency. It's only a limitation in the government's eyes. And here, look, Director of Banking and Payment. In the bank's eyes and the government's eyes, that's a limitation. Not a limitation to us, that's the whole point. Still, Nigerians recognize the advantages of cryptocurrencies and are pushing for the adoption of a regulatory framework. The members of the House of Representatives urged the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Commission to create a legal framework in order to regulate blockchain technology. This is a sign that cryptocurrencies are here to stay in Nigeria. Pundex, don't they have a coin? I thought I bought some Pundex coins. Hold up. Because I covered them before. And I thought that was out of South. Yeah, they do. But look at this. You got two different ones here. Out of South America, where they were big. Hint, hint. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. But this might be a coin I might want to add to my crypto portfolio. And I have already done so. I remember doing it. I just don't remember what exchange I did it on. Let's take a look at what exchange this is being sold on. Oh, yeah, all of them. Binance. There you go. So this might be a coin you pay attention to. It's up 2% right now. You know what its worth is? 0.001 cent. That means you know what $100 could get you? Do you know what $100 could get you? Let me make sure this is the right one, though. Pundi X, because they've got two things here. So, again, do your own research. This is up 8%, but it's worth 0.0009 cents. So it had its height back in August when it got up to almost half a penny, and it's been dropping ever since. Let me go back to the regular Pundi. And I know what to do, too. Here's another way you can, if you want to do some research, too. I'm going to show you how. So here we've got market cap is at 190 million. We have here back in June, it got up to 1 cent. Then the market cap skyrocketed in July, but the value of the coin has flatlined all the way till now. So it had a jump back then. I think this is when I remember covering it. Something going on in South America with them. They were limited though. But if they're able to do this and now they're doing it in Nigeria, this is going to be a domino effect around the world, and they're leading the way. Let's look at their website. All right, the call of a function X, Pundi X. Most of the blockchain today is from Brandil. And when you guys are doing research, always make sure that it is representing the right coin. Isn't that right, Kathy? That's what we had a conversation about green. You guys aren't up on Green X. You are missing an opportunity of a lifetime. Pundi X events. Okay, yeah, this is it. You see the card? This is it. So this is the coin. So when you go to the coin market cap, you might want to study this coin for long-term effect. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, let's go back to the article. Maybe I think I gave away that information for free. I should have kept that for the paid members group. All right, still Nigerians recognize the advantages of cryptocurrencies are pushing for the adoption of a regulatory framework. The members of the House of Representatives urged the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Commission to create a legal framework in order to regulate blockchain technology. This is a sign that cryptocurrencies are here to stay in Nigeria. All right, next article. I'm going to save that because I have some research to do about Pundi X. I'm going to cover, this is a list of predictions. 2018 list of crypto predictions by top Bitcoin bulls and bears from 2018. So let me share this, the chat box. Yeah, Bouget's telling me to be quiet. Paste. Man, $100? That's like, okay, think back. If you had $100 worth of Bitcoin in 2009, that's worth $1.9 million today. And that's when Bitcoin was worth 0.008. What is this coin worth right now? 0.001. I'm just saying. Spare $100. All right. 2018 list of crypto predictions by top Bitcoin bulls and bears. Here's a small collection of the loudest bulls and the most ferocious bears prowling inside the Bitcoin community. Co-founder and head of research at Fundstrat, a financial advisory firm, Tom Lee has cemented an optimistic attitude towards Bitcoin. Tom Lee has been accused of being a permabull on Wall Street, which may lend to his current sentiment on Bitcoin. However, bullish or not, Tom Lee has a record of solid strategies and research while working at JP Morgan and now Fundstrat. Hold on, my brain is still running right now. There's another hint, guys. When you're looking at coins that you want to purchase on the coin market cap, don't just look at what looks like it's popular. You got to do research to see, does it have real world value behind it? See, you heard of a gentleman by the name of Tim Draper? Yeah, Tim Draper. Let me show you something. You can go to my Facebook and got to scroll down. And I shared a post. Where is that? But I shared a post about Tim Draper. Good, yeah, no, that's Bill Clinton. Did I miss it? Anyways, there's a video about Tim Draper. And he states at the end, when asked a question about which altcoins to purchase, and he said, one, I'm long on all coins. And if I'm going to purchase any altcoins outside of Bitcoin, I'm not looking at what the price of it is today or how it's going to move around today, the volatility. I'm looking at it long term, and I'm looking at it, does it have any real world use value to it? That's why GreenX is going to be one of the biggest hits in the crypto space, because it's not just based on hype and a great idea. There is actually proof of work behind it and proof of power, creating its own blockchain, energy blockchain. Kathy, you got to talk to Dave Smith. Tell him put me on a salary to be a spokesperson for him. I bet I can share this better than anybody in the company. You want to be in a position where you have a coin that is going to pay and increase in value over time. Real world value. Do you understand how big that is? You haven't seen anything yet. So when you look at other coins, what are these coins doing in real life? Is there any proof to it? If you look at the .com era, what happened in the .com era? You had all the bubble bursts, right? All these fake companies went away. But Amazon.com survived. And who's the richest man in the world? Jeff Bezos. He doubled his money before he hasn't even implemented blockchain. He was the richest man in the world at 90 billion. Then in less than a year, he doubled that to 170 something billion. And that's before Amazon is fully implemented with blockchain technology and crypto. You guys understand that? Anyways, since I got sidetracked, like I said, my mind is racing because I'm looking at this coin and other coins, like it, and it's out there in the field. It's working. They've proved that it's working. They're using it in the stores, early stages. That's all I'm saying. All right, so Tom Lee said that Bitcoin was going to hit 25,000 by the end of 2018. You remember that? Tim Draper. I just spoke about Tim Draper. A pioneering Silicon Valley venture capitalist, Tim Draper was an early investor in companies like Skype, Hotmail, Baidu, and Overture, to name a few. Draper has continued his venture investing with a focus on seeding burgeoning tech and facilitating educational reform. Wind Moon, $250,000 by 2022. That's what Tim Draper predicts. One Bitcoin. That's why we state you want to own at least one full Bitcoin now while it's cheap. What's the article I read the other day? If you own just 0.28 Bitcoin, you're in the top 1% percentile in the world. That's $1,800. So $1,800 investment today will put you in the top 1% and worldwide in the future. What about the Winklevoss twins? Possibly most famed for their dramatic breakup of Facebook. The Winklevoss twins are touted as being the world's first Bitcoin billionaires. The brothers currently have a large footprint in the space as owners of the crypto exchange Gemini and claim to own as much as 1% of the total BTC in circulation. They say Bitcoin is going to go to $320,000 in 10 to 20 years. The Winklevoss twins will be one of the world's richest men. They will be. They will be in the top 5. Tim Draper will also be in the top 5. And then you have Jeff Bezos not going anywhere. So the top five, if you look at that, who's next? Bill Gates. Will Bill Gates maintain the status? Yes. You want to know why? Even though he was running his mouth against crypto the last couple of months, it was just announced a couple of weeks ago that the Gates Foundation is heavily invested backing a company, I think it was Plaxo, that's supporting Ripple on the Ethereum blockchain. That's why you can't listen to what these guys say. Follow what they do. The billionaires know how to remain billionaires because when the river of money changes direction, they pull up anchor and they float with it. They change and move with it. Even though they might be saying one thing on one hand, they're positioning themselves in another. The Gates Foundation doesn't play with small money. We're talking billions. So you got this is my own prediction. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying in the future, top 5, maybe top 10, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Winklevoss twins, Tim Draper. Oh, let me not forget the CEO of Alibaba, Jack Ma. Where does that leave Berkshire Hathaway? Where does that leave Warren Buffett? Well, I mean, depends on how long Warren Buffett is going to live. And I don't say that in a bad way. I'm just saying. What is he, in his 80s right now? He thinks that Bitcoin is rat poison squared, but he's also not stupid. So I can't say him personally, but I can say his foundation, the Berkshire Hathaway firm, will be heavily invested in blockchain technology. They won't admit to crypto, but they'll invest in blockchain, which means that organization will still be in the top 10 billionaires in the world. Where do you fit in on this? Look at this. Not all of the Bitcoin bulls are making public price predictions, but they remain just as primed for look at the word they're using here, revolution. We are in a worldwide revolution going on right now. Are you participating or are you watching? There is a lot of investment in Bitcoin happening that does not directly involve buying BTC. Investors and money managers have put their faith in hundreds of projects that are geared to improve and expand the Bitcoin ecosystem. Let me stop right there. A report just came out right now that unemployment is at like 3.7%, the lowest in recent history. So all the big companies that you see today, they're not going to be here forever. This century, the rest of this century, the entire business climate is going to be dominated by companies that have implemented blockchain technology. I was speaking with one of my dad's business partners, and he wants me to do a private crypto education training and presentation for him and his partners, because they don't know nothing about. They're baby boomers. They don't know nothing about Bitcoin and crypto, but they're at retirement age right now, and they know that their pensions and savings is gone, and they got to live another 30 years, and they don't want to work. So they were looking for places to put their money. And one question he asked me is, because he's thinking not on buying Bitcoins, he's thinking, what blockchain companies can I invest in? There's a difference between owning a GreenX mining rig and owning stock and shares in Green. There is a difference. That's another level. So he said, I told him, there is no top 5 blockchain. He said, what's the top 5 blockchain companies? He said, there is no top 5 blockchain companies. All there is going to be companies implementing blockchain technology. He was like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. That's right. You got to think of it that way. Amazon is going to be implementing blockchain technology. Microsoft, Dell Computers, GM, Alibaba, they're all going to be implementing blockchain technology, and every single bank on the planet. So it's how they implement it and what use they put forward. The entire health industry will be on blockchain technology. The weed industry, yes, cannabis, CBD oil, Travel industry. The biggest travel companies will all be on blockchain and crypto. And if you are not, if you are a company and you do not adopt this technology, you will go the way of Blockbuster when Netflix came on board. It's either adapt or die. Blythe Masters, current CEO of Digital Assets Holdings and former executive at JP Morgan Chase. Masters and Digital Assets Holdings focus on encryption-based processing tools that improve the efficiency, security, compliance, and settlement speed of securities trading like Bitcoin. Michael Novogratz, founder and CEO of Galaxy Digital. Novogratz cut his teeth initially working with Goldman Sachs after leaving the New Jersey National Guard. He would later work at Fortress Investments and be ranked among other billionaires in 2007 and 2008 by Forbes. Novogratz remains bullish on Bitcoin and claimed that it's almost essential for every investor to have at least 1 to 2% of their portfolio in crypto in an interview with CNN Money. Think about that. It's essential for every investor. Now, you have to understand here, we have to qualify certain things. When Michael Novogratz is talking about investors, he's talking about the millionaires and billionaires. So 1 to 2% of their portfolio is not $100. It's not $5,000. It's millions. Okay? If you're worth 100 million, 1% is 1 million. That's what he's talking about. If you're not in that category, then it is a must that you have not 1 to 2%. You need to have 10 to 20%, if not 30% of your portfolio. Scratch that, 50 to 70% of your portfolio in crypto. Because now you're talking $50,000, $100,000. That's what it takes. $50 and $100 is only going to go so far. 1,000 to 5,000 is only going to go so far. You got to play this game seriously. It's got to have some serious money into it. So 1 to 2% may not seem like a whole lot, especially to them. But we're still talking about millions of dollars that they are building a crypto portfolio, and they are hoarding Bitcoin. They have already hoarded $20 billion worth, all the billionaires. What are they getting ready for? Dan Moorhead, active CEO of Pantera Capital, which currently holds over 50 Bitcoin and blockchain-related projects in their investment portfolio. Moorhead has steered Pantera into over 23,000% returns for its investors since opening shop in 2013. Key points: there are over 24 million Bitcoin addresses on the blockchain. Think about that. There's 21 million Bitcoins that will ever be in existence. There's 24 million Bitcoin addresses, which means every single Bitcoin address that is already in existence cannot possibly own one full Bitcoin. Do you get the picture now? Every single Bitcoin address cannot own one full Bitcoin. And this is just getting started. There's going to be 240 million Bitcoin addresses very soon. I'm going to be going to Philly at the end of this month. And one thing I'm going to tell in the room, because we're going to give away some free Bitcoin. You're going to have to, everybody in the room is going to download a wallet or get their Bitcoin wallet. I'll tell them if they already have one, or pull out your phones, download the Bread wallet on your phone. We're going to give away some free Bitcoin. So people that have never had a Bitcoin wallet, they're about to get them. Everywhere I go, that's what I'm going to tell. I'll be going to Chicago after that on the 17th of November. Same thing. Everybody in the room, you're going to download a Bitcoin wallet right now because it's necessary for the future. Pull out your cell phones. Go to the App Store. And here's the wallet. And not every single wallet can own one whole Bitcoin. All right. on the blockchain with 49.14% carrying less than 0.001 BTC. So approximately $6.50 is the average. That's right, Bouger. That's the wallet I'm going to tell them to download, the Bread wallet. The top 3 richest wallets house nearly 500,000 BTC, each owned by a crypto exchange. 8% of Americans own Bitcoin. 8%. Of those who don't have some, another 8% plan to buy. So we're only talking about 16% of the population right now that has their eye on Bitcoin. That's it. Nearly 18% of the millennials own Bitcoin and just 3% of baby boomers. Just 3%. Jamie Dimon, here's the Bitcoin bears. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, has not been shy in his opposition on Bitcoin, going so far as to call it a fraud and comparing it to the Dutch tulip bubble. Dimon has been skeptical about where the value of Bitcoin comes from. In an interview with Reuters, Dimon said the currency isn't going to work. You can't have a business where people can invent a currency out of thin air and think that people who are buying it are really smart. Hold up. Look at that sentence. He says, you can't have a business where people can invent a currency out of thin air and think that people who are buying it are really smart. Wait a minute. You're in charge of a bank that does $6 trillion a day in transactions of US dollars that was made up out of thin air, that's not backed by nothing, not gold, not precious metals, not silver, nothing. Just the government says so. And whenever they want more money, what do? They just print more money, more dollars, more fiat currency. And this clown is going to say, you know what? And in he's actually right. He's correct. But that's not what Bitcoin wasn't invented out of thin air. The money he's moving through his banks was. Bitcoin actually has a proof of work. It costs $1,500 to create one Bitcoin. You need to mine that sucker. You got to pay the energy cost. You got to pay the computer software. It's a process. Work is being done, and the result, the reward for that work being done is Bitcoin. Now, if you have no crypto education whatsoever, you're going to listen to him and be like, well, he is a CEO of the world's largest bank. I guess he's right. No, he's fooling all of you because even he knows he's full of crap. Because 2 days later, he bought up the most Bitcoin assets, got sued and found guilty for market manipulation, and now his bank is in charge of bringing the entire country of Australia onto the blockchain, has patents for blockchain technology because he's trying to compete with Bank of America. Did I make my point? Did you guys get that? More recently, in an interview with CNBC, Dimon did backpedal when he admitted that he now believes the blockchain is real. Oh, really? After you made millions? Bill Harris, former CEO of PayPal and Intuit, among other prestigious positions, used strong words to cement his bearish attitude towards Bitcoin in a self-written article titled, "Bitcoin is the greatest scam in history." Really? In his article, Harris refutes that Bitcoin has value due to its payment processing merits, or that it's a viable store of value. Harris strongly warns that Bitcoin is a concerted scam and is a colossal pump and dump scheme, the likes of which the world has never seen. Whatever, Bill. Charles Munger, that's Warren Buffett's boy, billionaire and vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, sees little potential in Bitcoin and would rather see it stomped out. If you're that, why are you so mad, man? Why are you so afraid of it? If it means nothing, then it's going to die on its own. Why do you feel it's got to be stomped out? Munger has said, it's just disgusting. Bitcoin is noxious poison. Really? You must be in love with it or something. You know, they say that's a thin line between love and hate. You love somebody hard, they break your heart, then you hate them. They become the most hated person to you. So when I look at him, to me, he's secretly in love with Bitcoin. He's probably stashed millions and millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin he's got somewhere. He's also older than Warren Buffett. I mean, he's like, what, 85, 86 or something? The investing legend is vehemently against the idea of Bitcoin and other crypto projects and shares this attitude with his CEO, Warren Buffett. Their shared feelings will likely keep Bitcoin out of the Berkshire Hathaway portfolio. In other words, those people are about to miss out. That's all. So who is using Bitcoin? Meet the loyalists. And why is it important that I'm reading something like this? I'm not reading it for you guys. I'm reading it for me because I'm looking at who's down in the program and I want to invest in the projects that they're putting forth. And outside of investments, real-world use cases are still quite niche compared to their fiat alternatives. There are a handful of projects that are making crypto more usable on a daily basis with merchant integrations and consumer pay options. I just read one, right? Pundix. Large retailers like Microsoft, Steam, and Pornhub have integrated crypto payment options, but these remain seldom used because it's early on. It's like when email first came on. Not everybody was using email. People were still using the physical mail. I was mailing my girlfriend back in the 90s. Mail. One conversation took 2 weeks. You had to write the letter, put it in the mailbox, wait 3 days for it to get there. Then she has to write the letter, put it in the mailbox, another 3 days to get back to me. Can you imagine that today? You millennials would die. There was no instant messaging. There was no email. There was no Facebook. There was no DMs and Instagram and tweets. And if you were lucky to have a cell phone, or a pager, because back in those days, only drug dealers, doctors, and lawyers had pagers, and pimps. But if you had a pager, you know what our text message was? We put numbers in and flip that sucker upside down and read the numbers as letters. It's like Morse code to translate what the numbers were into text messages. That's where this is right now. It's not going to stay that way. Individual ways to spend and earn Bitcoin are currently spread out and are often opt-in rather than a default option. Spending Bitcoin takes commitment beyond the ad hoc uses available to the majority of us. Bitcoin purists, or those most closely living a Bitcoin-only life, are the early proof of concept for mass adoption. These individuals put Bitcoin to the test by integrating it into their lives and by taking the risk of replacing fiat. Until Bitcoin is the default, either replacing or working alongside fiat, these pioneering adopters are the best examples of Bitcoin in the wild beyond the exchanges. Yeah, these are going to be billionaires as well. Andres Antonopoulos, the outspoken Bitcoin advocate, has been actively designing his life to use Bitcoin instead of fiat. Antonopoulos has famously been living off of Bitcoin as directly as possible since his introduction to it in 2012. He has even used this fact as the backbone to why he believes Bitcoin is real money, despite some people's efforts to debunk it as such. Antonopoulos has said, why is Bitcoin money? Because other people think it's money. You can write a dozen PhD dissertations explaining exactly why Bitcoin is not money, but I have lived on it for 2 years. Therefore, it doesn't matter what your dissertation says, because to me, it is money. What about Olaf Carlson-Wee? Is now best known for being the founder of Polychain Capital, the crypto investment firm which turned $4 million into over $1 billion. All right, stop right there. This is why I do this. What if you invested in his company when it was worth $4 million and now it's worth $1 billion? However, prior to Polychain, see, and those of you that's going to be in my private KGX investing group, this is what I'm talking about. When you get the money, when you use KGX, you use Green to get your resources up. And then opportunities like this come along where there's a blockchain startup company. And they're like, yeah, we're looking for investors that can put $100,000 down. And you put $100,000 down, the company's worth $4 million. And next thing you know, in less than a year, the company grows to $1 billion. What do you think your 100 grand is worth? That's why I go to, like I'm going to this LA event on October 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Tim Draper's going to be talking. Steve Wozniak's going to be talking. All these blockchain people. I want to hear and see what businesses, what ideas that they're coming up with, because I am taking notes. When I have a whole lot of money in my resources, I know where I'm going to be investing, not by buying coins and holding. That's one aspect of it. But investing in these companies, that's going to be the giants in the next 5 to 10 years. It's a whole nother level, a whole nother game. All right. So prior to it, Polychain, he's lived on Bitcoin for 3 years. Olaf began receiving his pay exclusively in Bitcoin after joining the young crypto exchange Coinbase and becoming its first employee. For him, the primary benefit of getting paid in Bitcoin was a change in mindset. I like that. Talking about mindset is right up my alley. All right, that's a good article. Next, last but not least, because I've been talking for too long now, is the highlight. 4 court cases confirm cryptocurrencies are commodities in the U.S. And this is huge information. This is groundbreaking. They've been fighting over this all year, last 2 years actually, trying to figure out who actually has jurisdiction when it comes to Bitcoin. Is it the IRS? Is it the FinTech? Is it the FTC? Is it the SEC? Even the Secret Service got in on this. Maybe 6-7 months ago, I read an article about that. The Secret Service chiming in on Bitcoin and crypto. So 4 court cases confirm cryptocurrencies are commodities in the U.S. Cryptocurrencies are commodities, according to 4 court cases involving the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission. A federal judge recently ruled that a token is a commodity, certifying that the CFTC's authority to prosecute fraud and manipulation in the crypto space. In her ruling, the judge cited 3 other crypto-related cases that arrived at the same conclusion. Let me stop there. See, they keep always want to go towards prosecuting fraud and manipulation. Ripple has a concerted effort right now hiring lobbyists to attack Congress, to start changing the narrative. Stop looking at fraud and manipulation and start looking at the benefits of this so that we can have innovation. Stop being the dam and blocking the way. Let it flow. So, in that aspect, instead of looking at it fraud and manipulation, be like, how can this help Silicon Valley? How can this help the people? How can this help people not like if it's considered a security, the tax laws are completely different. Legally, by current law, we can be taxed 5 times on the same crypto the moment you purchase it, just by holding it. If it goes up in value, if you're trading it on an exchange, and the moment you move it to your bank account, all 5 things can be taxable if it's considered a security. If it's considered a commodity, that changes things. That's different. That's why this is big news. Federal Judge Rhea Zobel ruled last week that the U.S. derivatives watchdog has the authority to prosecute fraud and manipulation in the crypto space. CFTC Chairman Chris Giancarlo confirmed on Monday. The case involves My Big Coin Pay Inc. and a token called My Big Coin. In her decision document, Zobel cited 3 other crypto-related cases involving the CFTC where cryptocurrencies are considered commodities. Following last week's ruling, the CFTC announced Wednesday, federal court finds that virtual currencies are commodities. Senior Judge Rhea W. Zobel of the U.S. District Court of the District of Massachusetts entered an order holding that the Commodity Futures Trading Commission has the power to prosecute fraud involving virtual currency. CFTC Director of Enforcement James McDonald emphasized that this is an important ruling that confirms the authority of the CFTC to investigate and combat fraud in the virtual currency markets. In the My Bitcoin Pay Inc. case, the defendants argued that MBC is not a commodity because it does not have future contracts or other derivatives trading on it. However, the judge disagreed and ruled that it is a commodity, and the CFTC has the authority to pursue fraud charges against the coin issuer and its founder. In August, there was another court case that recognizes the authority of the CFTC over cryptocurrencies. In CFTC versus McDonald, Judge Weinstein in the Eastern District of New York sided with the derivatives watchdog against Patrick McDonald and his company, Cabbage Tech Corp., DBA Coin Drop Markets. This case recognizes the broad definition of commodity under the CEA Commodity Exchange Act, and also the CFTC has the power to prosecute fraud with respect to commodities, including virtual currencies, the agency described. In her ruling last week, Judge Zobel explained that the McDonald case shows virtual currencies can be regulated by CFTC as a commodity. The Bitfinex case, Zobel also referenced in June 2016 case of BFXNA Inc., DBA Bitfinex. The CFTC fined Bitfinex $75,000 at the time for offering illegal off-exchange finance retail commodity transactions and failing to register as a futures commission merchant. According to Zobel, the Bitfinex case shows that cryptocurrencies are properly defined as commodities. The coin flip case. Another case which Zobel referenced is the very first case in which Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies were recognized as commodities. This September 2015 case involves Bitcoin options trading platform operator CoinFlip, Inc. and its CEO. In this first action against an unregistered Bitcoin options trading platform, the CFTC holds that Bitcoin and other virtual currencies are a commodity covered by the Commodity Exchange Act. The agency detailed, noting in the order the CFTC for the first time finds that Bitcoin and other virtual currencies are properly defined as commodities. Now, this comes on the heels where the SEC, a couple of months ago, came out and stated unequivocally that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. But they then said all ICOs are securities. So Ripple's been trying to fight to be not considered a security. They don't want to be. They'd rather be considered a commodity. Again, the tax rules are different. The business rules are different. And it opens the way for day-to-day transactions of crypto. So even though the CFTC is making this argument so that they can have jurisdiction to fight fraud and prosecute, those of us who have a little bit of crypto education recognize the benefit of this for us. That's how I'm reading this article. I can care less about them prosecuting fraud and market manipulation. It has already been proven that less than 0.5% of all crypto transactions has to do with fraud and manipulation. They're wasting their time and their money. I'm looking at it from the other standpoint. As an investor myself, how many times are you going to try to tax me? Can I start my business without you guys getting in the freaking way? That's how I read this article. All right, so that is it for Friday Crypto Talk. I went a little long today because I don't do Friday evening Crypto Talk. So I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be doing early morning Crypto Talk. Then we've got a KGX presentation and training, getting started training. And then I'll be doing late night Crypto Talk. Things are picking up very, very fast. I got my foot on the gas and I'm ready to start promoting. Say what? Yeah, I haven't promoted KGX. Not once since I've been here yet. Just getting started. So it's about to be a lot of fun, a lot of good times, ready to hit the road and travel, and looking forward to those business partners who want to be on our level. How can you do this? Get back with whoever invited you to hear this Crypto Talk, or shoot me a private message, and I'll show you how you can get involved. There is a cost. No, nothing ain't for free. There's a cost. It's at least $300. And if you're talking about, I don't want to pay $300, I can go to YouTube and Google to get crypto for free. Stay far away from me, and I will never invest with you because you're now a liability and you're going to lose money. Invest in yourself. Pay the $300 and get the education. With that, I'm waiting for, with eager anticipation, green, because the moment this goes up, it is game over. Can't wait. Have a good day, everybody. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.